Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back on the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day and everything is going well for you guys. What we're going to be doing, I'm going to show you guys how to build the closest build to LeBron James here in NBA 2K20. Now, honestly, this is pretty much impossible. There's no way you can do it. LeBron has like 60 badges in the game. This is the closest way you can get to him. But to get exactly like LeBron is obviously impossible because everyone's players would be demigods, and don't do this. Don't go here and, you know, pick the preset builds. You want to make your own. So we're obviously going to make him a small forward. When you do this build, there's multiple ways you can do this. I've seen it done multiple ways. And I know you could do it multiple ways. Because every time I've seen LeBron, he comes up as a 2A slashing playmaker. Like, I'm pretty sure when you scroll through the roster, and that's what comes up for his build type, which would be this one here. Like, this is how I built my point guard, with this pie chart here. But for this LeBron build, that is not the pie chart that I would go with. The pie chart I would go with would be this finishing and playmaking pie chart right here, which is the second or the third one down from the top. So I would go with this one here with the majority playmaking, majority finishing, and then lower shooting and lower defending. Now, obviously, LeBron has very, very good shooting stats along with defending stats, but that's impossible to build a 2K player like that here in 2K20. So what you'd want to do for this physical profile, obviously LeBron is just an insane athlete. Like, you could go with this one if you wanted speed, but in my opinion, I'd rather be more all around well-rounded. So I would just go with this last one here, where it's divvied up into thirds, with 80 speed, 78 strength, 76 excel, and then 78 vertical. You could maybe go with a higher vertical, but I feel like strength is extremely important for any slasher build. If you want to be able to get past people, you definitely want to use this one here because you're able to more body people and you can't get shoved. All right, guys, so here's what we got the attributes looking like so far. Now, really quick, the reason I had to change my shirt and everything, it's because I'm doing this later in the day. I realized going through editing this, the way I recorded this, I recorded it through OBS, and then I couldn't move the face cam, and I had the face cam covering the attributes. So I'm going to quickly talk about these for you guys. Now, obviously, when you're doing this, you want to prioritize your offensive badges. There is a few things that I did to this that I've seen that other people have done differently. Now, real quick, what you would want to do is obviously max out everything from your base attributes. So it would be like all of your shooting stats, playmaking stats, and then some of your defending stats along with your finishing stats. Now, obviously, you're going to go ahead and max out driving dunk, driving layup. Now this is what I finished with. Now I'm going to quickly talk about this. So we finished with 15 finishing badges, 13 shooting badges, 25 playmaking badges, and 4 rebounding badges, defending badges. Now the only reason now what you could do if you wanted, you could take these 45 that I had put on this rebounding and throw these onto like standing dunk. But honestly, I don't think you need it because I have this build with this height. If you're going to make it similar to LeBron, he's probably going to be 6'7", 6'8", or 6'9". So by having that, it's like your standing dunks at 41. How often doing standing dunks? I've done standing dunks with my 6'5" point guard that has about a 20 standing dunk. So to me, that doesn't make sense, and I'm never going to shoot post hooks. Another huge thing, and this is probably the biggest thing, I don't feel like the other finishing badges are worth it. To me, I feel like those extra 3 finishing badges don't do anything for me. In all reality, I feel like if you have like 11 or 10 finishing badges, that's plenty. I feel like you don't need any more. Any more is just excess because they all do something similar. The only badge you need is contact finisher. In all retrospect, that's all you really need, and maybe relentless finisher. That is it for finishing badges. So this way, you'll be able to finish consistently. And the reason I'm not going to knock this down because it goes from 14 to 15, you'd obviously leave that there. Same thing with these playmaking badges. You're going to leave it to where you get the maximum amount of badges. Same thing here. I want my shooting stats to be as high as they possibly can be. So yeah, this is what we're working like for this. Now I have these 42 points left. I maxed everything else that I'd like to have. Now what you could do, you could throw these on block, and that's going to leave you with a total of 3 badges. You could put 4 there, 4 there, wherever you'd like. Or you could add it all to, you know, interior D. All these things that I have maxed out are things you would want maxed on primarily every single build. It wouldn't matter. The only other question would be if you have a center, you'd obviously want interior defense. You can kind of get the badges that chain together and work together better than if I just had one. So this is what the attributes look like, guys. 88 close shot, 86 driving layup, 85 driving dunk, 72 mid-range, 62 3, 80 free throw, 82 post fade, or offensive rebounding and interior D. I don't get it. Or if I just max out block, I don't get those extra badges. And those extra badges are going to come into place later in the video when I go over these badges. That's why I feel like having these extra having the extra defensive badges are more beneficial. Having those 3 defensive badges are better than having the extra 3 finishing badges. That is just my opinion. I feel like the finishing badges, you really don't need that many, and I feel like defending badges, I'd rather have 4 than 1. 78 ball handle and 92 post moves. You guys can go ahead and read the rest, but that is what we are looking like for this, for the attribute upgrades. Now, for the body shape, if you're doing LeBron, you're obviously going to want to make him built. Now for a height. LeBron has been listed as 6'8" forever, but recently I think it got changed to 6'9". I'm not going to make this build 6'9". It doesn't make any sense to make a 6'9" player in 2K20. The way they kind of screwed over small forwards like really, really bad this year to make small forwards, making a tall small forward isn't worth it. Like usually I'd make a 6'8" small forward, but this year it doesn't make any sense, so then I made a tall guard. But if you want to make this LeBron James type build, you can go ahead and make him 6'8". I am going to stick with 6'7", but if you probably want the best build for your overall game, I would do a 6'6" build. That's just my opinion. If you'd rather have that inch of height, you can, but I feel like going 6'6" gives you the best benefit. It helps your stats tremendously. It helps your shooting. It helps your dunking. Helps your speed, vertical, and excel, along with your steal and your quickness and your dribble moves. It helps everything. But for the sake of this video, guys, I'm gonna go with 6'7". But I would honestly suggest going 6'6" if you are making this build. But if I'm trying to, go straight, like, more as a LeBron type build, I'm going to go with 6'7" just for this video. That's closer to his normal height than it would be 6'6". But the way 2K messed with the height system this year, 6'6" is definitely the better option. So with 6'7" for this. Now for the weight, you could go minimum, you could go maximum. I wouldn't suggest that. That is just my opinion. I feel like strength is very, very, very important for any type of slashing build, and it helps you, body people and it helps you push through them. There's not as much pushing. You're able to slide past them, easier than you were if you don't have that strength. Now, leaving that at 218, that's what you start at. I'm not going to leave it at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up until I do not get a hit on my excel and vertical. So we're going to go with 223 because that way I'm still getting a +1 to my strength, but nothing else is getting touched. It's only a positive. So we're going to go with that. Now for wingspan, you could max it if you want to make a defensive monster, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to still have my shooting attributes and my dribbling moves. You could leave it in the middle, which is always a good move, but usually I like to mess with this a little bit to see where you can get the most bang for your buck. Now there are a few things you could do, or you could go down 2. This is also another good option. I wouldn't go any lower than this, and I wouldn't go any higher than this. That is my option. It would help your shooting more. It helps your ball handling and your post moves. It helps your strength as well. So the difference between this and this, you're getting an extra mid-range shot, an extra 3-point shot, an extra ball handle, and an extra strength. You could definitely do this. I'm going to go with 82.8 just to have the longer arms, but this is also a very, very, very good option. 81.9 is great because you're getting a lot of pluses, and it leaves you with 80 strength, which is a very good, good strength for a 6'7" build. We're going to go with that, though. Now for your takeover, I think this is easy. If you wanted to make a kind of a cheesy player, you could do the post scorer takeover. But truthfully, if you're matching up against centers, I don't know how useful this will be. But since you're going to be dribbling the ball, I would say go with the slashing takeover. In my opinion, the slashing takeover is the takeover in 2K20 that is the best takeover for your overall game. It helps with your athleticism, helps with your speed, your vertical. It just helps you be a better athlete. And it helps in most categories rather than like shot creating or sharpshooting. I'm going to go with the slashing takeover, guys, and we are going to get a facilitating finisher for our build. Now, this may not say it's LeBron James. It is pretty darn similar. It might say Kawhi Leonard, yeah. Kawhi Leonard, DeMar DeRozan, and Latrell Sprewell. What I've done with this is if you go through and mess with these stats a little bit more, you can get LeBron, but to me, having it say LeBron isn't the whole point of the video. This is the closest build I think you can get to LeBron. And I would feel like if you want to get a better overall player, I would go, it really depends. If you're playing more for a rec type build, I would leave him 6'7", but if you're playing more for park, I might go 6'6". It really depends who you're playing with, who you have for your teammate. Okay guys, so I ended up applying all these badges. I'm going to show you guys what we had. So we'll start with defending, which is the one that we have the least of. Silver Intimidator. I feel like this is a badge that you need pretty much for any build, and if you wanted, you could take clamps off and put this up to gold. I feel like Intimidator is the one badge you want on this build no matter what. I honestly like having Intimidator more than clamps, to be honest. But we got Intimidator on silver, clamps on bronze, and then Chase on Artist on bronze. I feel like Chase on Artist, especially for a LeBron build, you want this. Like everyone remembers that Iguodala block. You're going to want this badge on some sort of something. It'll work on bronze. I've used it on my guard build on bronze, and it works fine. That's why I feel like you wanted those extra defending badges so you can get this Chase on Artist as well as Intimidator onto silver to help you, be a little bit better defensively. Now, for these playmaking badges, here's what we have for these. We have Hall of Fame floor general. I feel like, LeBron, he is a floor general. He runs point guard most of the time at the small forward height. So you want that, it can help out. Obviously, this badge, you put something else on. You could divvy this up to dimer. This is probably what I would put it on if your point guard doesn't have floor general, is what I would do. So just for this video perspective, I'm putting it on. But what I would usually do is probably put this on dimer, is what I would do. Now, handles for days, you want to be able to handle with this build. You could put them onto something else, but I feel like that is a necessity for any build that's going to be handling the ball. Same thing with quick first step. If you're going to be dribbling, you're going to want that. Downhill for any fast break situation to help with your speed, getting the ball. You most likely be getting lots of rebounds with this build, being 6'7". Space creator to help, with your shots, as well as, get separation away from defenders. Stop and go to do that same exact thing to help start and stop with the ball, to help with handles for days, quick first step, and space creator. Tight handles to, help break down your defender, and then unpluckable to not get the ball stripped. I feel like those badges you don't need to hire any more. If you wanted to, lower this downhill from Hall of Fame to gold, throw that on stop and go, and it'll work just fine. Now, shooting badges, this is the thing this is what I ended up going with. You could obviously do whatever you want. I put difficult shots up to gold. You can do lots of runners with this build. You'll be taller. Your fade should be fine. You should be able to shoot over just about anyone, and this should help your shots going. A quick draw you pretty much need. I hate having to waste badge points on this badge, but you pretty much have to now. Range extender to help shoot from a deeper range with this build. Hot zone hunter. This, honestly, I really don't even know if I like this badge or not, but you could use it for this build if you'd like. Same thing with green machine. You can really do whatever you'd like. The shooting badges are kind of really more preference, I would say, honestly, with how you'd like to work these. Deadeye, defender not close out as much. That again would work with difficult shots if they're closing out on you. And then deep fades for any sort of fadeaway. LeBron shoots a lot of fadeaway, so I feel like this badge is almost, you need it. But if you wanted, you could maybe throw on catch and shoot or tireless shooter if you'd like, instead of some of these other shooting badges. Now, for finishing badges, these ones, this is what I got. Hall of Fame contact finisher for this badge. Now, I put on gold acrobat, but really, you don't really need it. You can put that on gold, or you could put, relentless finisher on gold. I feel like the rest of these, they work fine on silver. You really don't need them. Contact finisher is the one that you're definitely going to want max no matter what. But then for this is what we got. We got relentless finisher on gold, which, will help, finish at the rim consistently. Fancy footwork to help with any gather layups, hop steps, spins, whatever you'd like. And then same thing with acrobat, those work kind of in tandem. And then we got giant slayer if you're finishing over centers, just to help in general. Auxiliary finisher, you're probably not going to be avoiding contact. You're probably going to be getting the contact, but just in case you're shooting some layups, for that. And then Lob City finisher, I actually had this badge. I didn't know where else to put it, and I'm like, might as well. LeBron finishes a lot of lobs, so put it on to bronze Lob City finisher, guys. But this is what I would do for this LeBron build. Make him 6'7", 6'8". Tell me if you guys agree with this build. But anyways, guys, it's been King Clutch here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.